It's been a minute, but the Newport Gulls are back in action here in Newport at Cardines Field. We are done with the All-Star break. The Gulls had a chance to rest up. 3 days off, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and now they're ready to go for the final stretch of the regular season with a slew of Coastal Division matchups on tap, and it all starts tonight with the Martha's Vineyard Sharks coming to town. Welcome into an overcast Cardines Field on this Wednesday evening. I'm Sam Reese, and this is the Newport Gulls pregame show here on the Newport Gulls Broadcast Network. We've got plenty of great interviews coming your way in a moment. It's the last week of the regular season beginning today. You won't want to miss all that's coming up on the pregame show. Welcome back into the Newport Gulls pregame show. I'm Sam Reese, now joined by one of the interns here for the Gulls, Ashley Hibbard. Ashley, great to be with you. First and foremost, can you tell everyone what your role is here with the Gulls this summer as an intern?
Yeah, so I work with the operations side of things, and I'm the group volunteer coordinator. So I basically kind of manage and overlook all our group volunteers and nonprofit sponsors.
That's great. And where do you also go to school? What are your career aspirations, and how are you hoping, this internship perhaps helps you down the road in terms of a career you're pursuing?
Yeah, I go to school at URI right now, and I play softball there, but I am majoring in public relations, so I kind of want to do something in like social media marketing, advertising. So this is a good opportunity to just get comfortable with communicating with people and relating to the public like that.
Mm-hmm. So you go to URI, which is obviously in the area. Are you from the area as well?
No, I'm from Southern California.
Gotcha. So what made you kind of come here to the Gulls and stay out in Rhode Island for the summer, and how has your experience been here in Newport for a summer?
Yeah, so I figured if I'm going to be in Rhode Island all throughout the winter, I need to give it a shot during the summer. I've loved it so far, but my experience with the Gulls has been awesome. I love the area. You can't beat Cardines.
That's exactly right. And a couple more questions for you, Ashley. Have you had one favorite moment so far as an intern this summer? Or is there one moment that you look to, or are you still looking forward to something down the road with the playoffs around the corner?
Oh gosh, I mean, yeah, hopefully we make it pretty far. I think that would be such a cool atmosphere to be in. Hopefully they win a championship, so I'm looking forward to that. But I guess just making friends and even spending time in the office during the preseason, that was really cool, getting to know everyone. That was probably my favorite part. Yeah,
so you talked about the connections you made here within the Gulls, and then what's also, spending the summer here in the Newport area, what's been a favorite kind of, off-day activity to kind of explore the area? Obviously a great place to be for the summer beyond the baseball being played here.
Definitely the beach. The beaches are so nice here, although we don't have the best weather today, but
not the right day.
The food is also amazing. The seafood here is crazy. You can't get that in California, so that's been pretty cool.
There you go. You heard it right here. The seafood food here in Rhode Island. Can't get that anywhere else. Thanks so much for the time, Ashley. We really appreciate all the hard work you put in throughout the summer here with the Gulls. We'll be back in a moment here on the Newport Gulls pregame show. Make sure to stick around.
Welcome back to the Gulls pregame show. I'm John Hawkins here with Dixon Williams from ECU. You're obviously an all-star selection for the Gulls. How was that weekend, or the week like?
Yeah, it was pretty cool, getting to meet all the other guys from the other team and just being all in one place, playing against each other and just having a little bit of fun.
And kind of all-star games are a little bit more fun, like you said. How was your at-bat, or how was your game during the all-star game?
Yeah, I had 2 ABs. Almost only got one, but like you said, you just go in there, try and lock in for those 2 ABs and still do something productive, because at the end of the day you want to win. So.
All right, now getting back to the season a little bit. We're just in the final stretch of games here. Got a lot of games back-to-back. How's your kind of mindset got to go from the All-Star game where it's more fun and relaxed back to where you got to kind of clinch that first seed in your division?
Yeah, I think back to just taking it, one game at a time and really focusing on the game at hand. So only game today is the one today, and then we'll worry about tomorrow. So just having that mindset with it and really just one game at a time.
And then last question. Obviously, you guys have been more of a second-half team recently. Is your goal this game to kind of get out early and try and keep that lead, or just been playing the way you've been playing so far?
Yeah, I think that'd be ideal, have a lead early in the game and take some stress off the pitchers. But however we need to get the win, we'll get it done.
That's been Dixon Williams. We'll be back with the pregame show in a bit.
I won!
That's a good play.
Since 1974, the Rhode Island Lottery has paid over $57 billion in prizes and contributed over $8 billion to Rhode Island's general fund. Your Rhode Island Lottery, a good play for 50 years and counting.
Welcome back into the Newport Gulls pregame show here at Cardines Field. I'm Sam Reese, now joined by the typically jubilant Randy Seymour here as we're back from the All-Star break here in Newport. Randy, I got to ask first and foremost, how was that experience playing in that All-Star game on Sunday in Bristol? You ripped a double out there, so you made an impact in the late innings. How fun was that kind of coming together with the league's best players? You also had MLB scouts there in the crowd as well.
It was good. It was good going against best against the best, seeing some good pitching, getting to meet all the guys we've been playing against, and it was just a fun day all around.
Absolutely. And after that game, you still had a couple of days off after that, Monday and Tuesday. In fact, the Gulls, the only team in the league that had Tuesday off, kind of that additional day, fun fact, because there's 13 teams in the league. So I guess the Gulls were the lucky ones with that extra day of rest. So even though you did participate in that All-Star game Sunday, which I know was a long day in Bristol, how did you spend those couple of days to kind of just relax and get ready for this final stretch?
Yeah, it took a lot of time away from baseball, which is unlike what I do, but I relaxed by the pool, did some fishing, and got my lifts in.
There we go. Yeah. That sounds like great to me. And obviously, you know, you get into the groove of things with an average of 6 games a week. Now towards the end of July, playoffs on the horizon. I guess it can be a little bit of a negative to kind of split up that good juju you guys might have had going. But at the same time, I have to imagine it was kind of a good thing that you got those couple of days of rest to kind of, for you guys as a team, to recharge for this final week of the regular season. Do you feel that way? And how crucial was that time to just kind of recharge and get ready for this final stretch before the postseason's here?
Yeah, I mean, I know the last stretch had a couple of us beat up. Now we're fully recharged, ready to go, and it's going to be exciting what we're going to bring this week.
There you go. And one last question for you, Randy. How confident are you and the guys heading into this last week of the regular season that you guys can, you know, play your best baseball at the right time and get going in the playoffs and try to win this whole thing?
I mean, I wouldn't want any other bunch of guys. I mean, our chemistry we got going on and the talent level we have is through the roof, and I'm just excited with what we're going to do.
There we go. Appreciate the time as always, Randy. That's Randy Seymour, shortstop for the Gulls. We'll be back in a moment on the Newport Gulls pregame show. It's coming up next. More interviews on the way.
Welcome back to the Gulls pregame show. I'm John Hawkins here with manager Mike Coombs. You were the East All-Star manager. How was that kind of felt the season's going? Is that kind of like in a way, like a milestone almost to your career?
Yeah, but that milestone is not me, it's these guys. If they put us in good position and we're in first place by the time the league says, then you're the All-Star manager. So it's like, thank you guys, because they're the ones that put me there. And then I go in there and I fight for them, getting them to be in the All-Star game. So it's kind of a back and forth type of thing, but it's all good. And I love the league and how they take care of their own.
And kind of going off of that, you had a lot of guys go with you at the All-Star game. How did it feel to kind of coach the league's best, but also coach your guys in a more fun scenario?
It was awesome. I mean, we had a little chat before the game in the locker room in the clubhouse, and it was neat seeing them sitting there with these other guys and the other guys, just it was all camaraderie, all good stuff, good baseball stuff. Yeah.
And now going back to the season, we're in the final stretch. There's a lot of games back-to-back. How is it going to kind of be? Is there any difference in the coaching the All-Star game as fun as it is to this? Is there any different mindset? Do you kind of go into that the same way you go into this?
Here's the mindset. Stay loose. Don't get tight. Don't put the pressure on yourself. Stay loose. Do what has gotten you here. And, I'm not going to yell at you. You're not going to hear it from me. The fans may yell at you if you do something wrong. But, hey, they got to stay loose and they got to get it done.
And then last question. So far, you guys have been first throughout most of the year, if not all of it. How has that kind of helped this team with the confidence-wise, and how is it kind of progressing as the season has been going, just keeping that lead and keeping that games over Martha's Vineyard and Mystic?
Yeah, Well, we try to instill in them that, hey, this is where we need to be. If we want to be in first place and get that first round bye, then it's there for the taking. So keep your foot on the gas and let's go.
All right, that's been manager Mike Coombs. We'll be back with Sam Reese to wrap up the Gulls pregame show.
Thank you, John.
Back here on the Newport Gulls pregame show, I'm Sam Reese, and that just about does it for our pregame show here. A lot of great interviews as always. We hope you enjoyed, and tell you what, it's the final week of the regular season, so the Newport Gulls inching closer and closer to clinching a playoff spot and also trying to secure that top spot in the Coastal Division as well. So a lot of seeding implications at stake down this final stretch of the season. And it all starts here in terms of that final week of the regular season, in terms of the Gulls starting off on a right note for this final stretch as they take on their Coastal Division rivals in the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Now, if you want to watch the action between Newport and Martha's Vineyard, you can do so over on ESPN+. The game will be broadcasted there with first pitch scheduled for 6:35. But that's a wrap on the pregame show. I'm Sam Reese. Thanks, everyone, as always, for tuning in.
I won!
That's a good play!
Since 1974, the Rhode Island Lottery has paid over $57 billion in prizes and contributed over $8 billion to Rhode Island's general fund. Your Rhode Island Lottery, a good play for 50 years and counting.